If small talk makes you physically uncomfortable, there's a neurological reason why. Researchers at Harvard University discovered that when people engage in substantive conversation, their brain's reward centers light up the same way they do when eating chocolate or winning money. But when forced into shallow small talk, those same regions go dark. Your brain isn't being difficult. It's literally not getting the dopamine hit it needs. And there's a specific type of brain wiring that explains why some people crave deep conversation while others are perfectly happy discussing the weather. Psychologist Matthias Mell ran an experiment that changed how we understand conversation. He gave participants electronic recorders that captured snippets of their daily conversations over 4 days. Then he categorized every conversation as either small talk or substantive discussion. The results? People who had more deep conversations reported significantly higher life satisfaction and happiness than those stuck in small talk loops. But here's what nobody expected: it wasn't about personality. It was about cognitive need. People who hate small talk aren't antisocial, they're cognitively hungry. Their brains crave complexity, meaning, and intellectual stimulation the way other people crave social validation. Neuroscientist John Cacioppo studied this and found that certain people have what he called high need for cognition. Their brains are wired to seek mental challenges. When conversation stays surface level, it's like trying to fuel a race car with regular gas. The engine's built for more, and it knows it. Small talk serves a social function, it establishes rapport, signals friendliness, creates low-risk connection. But for people with high need for cognition, that's not enough. They're not being rude when they zone out during weather discussions. Their brain is literally bored, scanning for substance, and finding none. Here's where it gets fascinating. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar, famous for Dunbar's number, studied conversation patterns and found that humans spend about 65% of conversation time on social gossip and small talk. From an evolutionary perspective, this makes sense. Gossip builds alliances, shares information, strengthens group bonds. But some brains evolved past that default setting. They're less interested in who's dating who and more interested in why people behave the way they do. It's not superiority. It's different cognitive wiring. Psychologist Dr. Laurie Helgo, who wrote Introvert Power, explains that people who hate small talk often have intense inner worlds. They're constantly processing ideas, making connections, analyzing patterns. When forced into small talk, it's not just boring, it's disruptive. It pulls them out of deep thought into shallow performance. And there's an energy component too. Small talk requires what psychologists call surface acting, smiling, nodding, pretending to care about topics that don't interest you. Research from Penn State found that surface acting is emotionally exhausting and depletes willpower. For people who hate small talk, every "how's your weekend" conversation is a tiny energy tax they'd rather not pay. Here's what this means for you: if you'd rather have one real conversation than 10 shallow ones, your brain isn't broken. It's optimized for depth. You're not awkward, you're selective about where you invest mental energy. Some of the most influential people in history were terrible at small talk. Einstein hated social pleasantries. Susan Cain, who wrote Quiet, built a career explaining why depth-seeking people struggle in a small-talk world. You're in good company. So next time you're stuck in a conversation about traffic or weather and feel yourself dying inside, remember, your brain is wired for substance. You're not failing at social skills. You're operating at a different frequency. And the people worth knowing, they're looking for that frequency too. Your discomfort with small talk isn't a flaw. It's a filter. And psychology proves it, you're not missing out on connection. You're holding out for the real thing.